I'm Lucy-May Turner, and the text that I chose was the Harvesting Misunderstanding text by Tino, Mantarro. My project has been very focused on the title in misunderstanding, and I've used that word to incorporate into misunderstanding the illegibility of words, so how people actually see them when they read them. To my outcome, it was quite a long process. I started off with things that I was really excited about, but it started to not really feel like it was going anywhere. So I sort of went back to the drawing board, and I used things that I did in my last course because I used to do fine art. So I picked paints that are called Pebeo paints, and I used them to create really cool coloured backgrounds because they all sort of merge together, and I thought that would be a really good element to put in with the illegibility, because if I was to mix something like that with words, it might sort of cross cut each other, and they might not actually work very well, and you wouldn't be able to see the words as easily. So I focused on doing that, and that was quite a fun aspect to do because it's painting, and that's always quite fun. And then I used them and I edited them, and I used the process called glitch, and I sort of blurred them all and added more colours, and they became very, very bright, vibrant. So I put that onto Illustrator, and I mixed them in with words. So I used a couple of sentences from the text, which were sentences like I used the word misunderstanding, and then sentences like, there is obviously different types of misunderstanding, why can't we understand each other, and objection stems from illusion. And I thought these worked very well with what I was then going to try and achieve, which was using different fun typefaces that are very bold and bubbly, and some of them which have weird lines to make them all sort of extravagant, not the normal typeface that you would see. And then I used fun effects, like warped them. I changed the opacity so they would really blend in and make it really difficult to read them. And then I tested that on people that I knew, and they found it hard to read, and some found it easier to read. So it was quite interesting exploring that whole illegibility of text by combining colours and typeface and opacity and things like that. I think it definitely helps because I studied it for 3 years, and a big part of fine art is experimenting and playing with materials. So it gives me a lot of ideas to try new things out, and that normally helps me find techniques or things I wouldn't have necessarily thought of to begin with, because I will play with something and then something will happen that I wouldn't have expected. And instead of really focusing on one thing, I'll do lots of versions, and then I can see what works in one version and put them all together to then finally come out with an outcome. So I normally have 15-20 versions of something that slowly get narrowed down into one.